This episode of Marijuana Today Daily is sponsored by our friends over at ease.com, California's top one-stop website for legal marijuana delivery. Check them out over at ease.com, spelled E-A-Z-E, and make sure to also open up easewellness.com for hemp-derived CBD products delivered through the mail in 41 U.S. states. Good morning, Marijuana Nation. It's Friday, February 22nd, 2019, and you're tuned in to episode 671 of Marijuana Today Daily. I'm your host, Shay Gunther, and I'll be walking you through today's marijuana news and headlines. As always, we have a full and busy day of cannabis news in our hands, so let's jump right into it. Kyle Yeager and Marijuana Moment grab today's top spot with a bit of good old-fashioned gumshoe journalism, getting via a Freedom of Information request a copy of a 29-page memo that was submitted to the office of New York Governor Andrew Cuomo from the New York Medical Cannabis Industry Association that contained a number of policy recommendations from the association for how the state should legalize adult-use marijuana. Among those recommendations is a detailed section on why the Empire State should ban home grow that contain a number of assertions that fall a little short of being true. Among them being the claim that home grow makes it impossible to eliminate the illicit market. The association is made up of most of the state's licensed medical marijuana operators, which have an obvious financial stake in limiting the legal supply of cannabis in the state. Kyle's story on this one is detailed and excellent, and I'd suggest jumping over for the full read. I should probably disclose here that we have a working relationship with KCSA Strategic Communications, with whom we produce the Green Rush podcast. KCSA represents Acreage Holdings, one of the member companies of the New York Medical Cannabis Industry Association. A legislative committee in New Hampshire voted yesterday to pass a bill legalizing adult-use marijuana. The House Criminal Justice and Public Safety Committee just barely passed House Bill 481 by a count of 10-9. The bill would set up a taxed and regulated sales system while also allowing for the home grow of 6 plants per adult. The bill faces some stiff winds towards becoming law, though, as New Hampshire Governor Chris Sununu, a rabid prohibitionist, has said that he'd veto any kind of progressive cannabis reform legislation. New Hampshire is now completely surrounded by neighbors with legal adult use, so it'll be interesting to see how long diehard regressive politicians like Governor Sununu can hold back progress. With our final top story of the day and the week, we jump down to one of New Hampshire's neighbors with legal adult use, to Massachusetts, where the Boston Parks and Recreation Department has put a bit of a damper on a long-running and historic cannabis festival by issuing a one-day permit to the organizers of the Boston Freedom Rally, as opposed to the 3-day permit it's issued in the past. The Freedom Rally draws in thousands of people to the city's Boston Common, where there's lots of music and speeches and marijuana. This year marks its 30th anniversary. Officials cite past complaints over noise and litter as reasoning for the shortened festival permit. A spokesperson for MassCan, the organization behind the rally, said they were disappointed but happy to have at least the one day. Those are our top stories for today. It's time for Marijuana Today Daily Headlines Blitz. Before we blitz it on headlines, let's quickly thank our sponsor, ease.com, California's top one-stop website for legal marijuana delivery, and now a national provider of legal hemp-derived CBD products in 41 U.S. states via the mail at their new Ease Wellness platform. Ease wanted to keep things short today, so I'm just going to say, if you need easy legal cannabis delivery, the chances of Ease being there for you are getting better by the day. Californians need to open up ease.com, while the rest of us have easewellness.com. All right, time for the blitz. Yesterday, a Florida House committee voted in favor of a bill that would free up the state's patients to smoke medical cannabis, just a day after the state Senate moved on their own version of the bill. Both versions will now be taken up by their respective legislative chambers, and if passed by both, will likely need to be merged in a conference committee, as there are some key differences between the two bills over what kind of cannabis flower products dispensaries can sell. Swing over to Fox 13 News for all the details. Multi-state operator MedMen got some good news earlier this week when the city of West Hollywood gave it and 3 other dispensaries an extension until the end of the year on a deadline by which they're supposed to close their doors after not being granted a license to operate in a recent competitive bidding process. MedMen's West Hollywood shop is one of its flagship stores, and losing it would be a sizable blow to their bottom line. There's no word yet on the chances that the 4 shops will be granted permanent license after their extension runs out as the year turns over to 2020. Wisconsin Republican State Assembly Speaker Robin Vos said during a luncheon yesterday that he didn't think it likely that Wisconsin Governor Tony Evers' plan to legalize medical marijuana would pass because it contains a measure decriminalizing the possession of small amounts of adult use cannabis. Marijuana Moment's new writer Evan Johnson jumps into our headlines for the first time with a great piece about the testimony recently given before the U.S. House Committee on Financial Services on the troubles legal cannabis businesses have in securing business banking services from financial institutions. We've covered this storyline lots and lots in the past as the House, now in control of the Democrats, is holding hearings on legal cannabis issues after years of regressive Republicans repressing any kind of progressive reforms. Evan's story is a good one and worthy of a full dive in. North Dakota will see the opening of its first legal medical cannabis dispensary by the end of the month, with a shop set to open up next week on February 28th. The Botanist Dispensary is owned by multi-state operator Acreage Holdings, will be located in Bismarck, and is the first dispensary in a statewide system expected to grow to 8 cities by the end of the year. California's Calaveras County is reportedly working to reverse a cultivation ban that it placed on legal cannabis that ended up leading to a lawsuit filed by marijuana farmers who paid thousands of dollars in application fees to grow cannabis right before the county enacted the ban. We've covered this one before. On Tuesday, county supervisors informed staff to start working on a new ordinance allowing for cultivation. And finally for today and for the week, Massachusetts Cannabis Control Commission Chairman Stephen Hoffman said yesterday that his state's seed-to-sale tracking system metric was not the cause of a Salem adult use shop closing down non-medical sales this week. There was some confusion over the matter as Alternative Therapies Group closed down on Wednesday, saying it was out of cannabis flower and that there had been a glitch with the metric system. Yesterday, Commission Chair Hoffman said that it was actually a user error on Alternative Therapy Group's part, which could be cleared up with some corrective data entry. Those are the headlines and news for the day. I'll be back with you again Monday morning with another information-packed episode of Marijuana Today Daily. But in the meantime, if you have any stories to share or feedback to give, zip us an email to headlines@mjtodaydaily.com. And while you're clicking around the interwebs, swing over to our Twitter account at mjtodaydaily and visit our website at mjtodaydaily.com to find links to all the news we cover. Thanks to our sponsor, Ease, and to all of our awesome patron listeners for the support that makes this show possible. To join the illustrious ranks of the patron listeners yourself, swing over to our website at mjtodaydaily.com and click on that big blue button at the top of the page that says Become a Patron. I'm your host, Shay Gunther. Thanks for tuning in, starting your day with marijuana today.
One take, Shay. One take.